I think if you have a high salary as a sales rep, you're probably not going to be motivated to go out there and sell.
Yeah.
You're too comfortable. And so when you have that lack of salary, especially when you're married and have kids, you're going to go out there and sell.
Hunt, eat.
Yeah, like because you have to.
What sleep? Yeah, what sleep?
Well, everyone, welcome to another episode of the Risky Assets Podcast. We're going to do another employee today. So this is a good one for understanding kind of like how viable insurance really is in the marketplace and like how good of a career it can be. Because my guy Thomas Love here, who has been a friend for a while, just made the transition over here, and we got to talk some things, right? Okay. So Thomas came from the electrical field, so you kind of work with contractors and manufacturers, and you provided lighting to different services and buildings and all that good stuff. So that's just some context of where he came from. Before we do that, I think the really interesting part is that like you made a big career change. How long were you in that field previously?
So in the field, I was working for a company doing actual infield work right out of college, or actually not even out of college, right out of high school for 3 years. And then 8 years in the distribution world. So 10 years total within the electrical lighting industry.
The crazy part too, and the switch, we can kind of lead into what your story is, but like, it's not like it's just you as like the Loves. Like there is many Loves in your family.
There are many Loves.
So, you know, with another baby on the way. So number 4 will be here soon. So like a big pivotal time in your life to be making a career change. So before we start, what did you do specifically at your most recent company that you spent 8 years at? Mm-hmm. Describe like the workflows and kind of what your customers were so people can kind of understand. Like it was a legitimate big boy job.
Yeah, no, I mean, I worked a lot of different roles in that, but the one I left, the most recent one, was doing outside sales within that role.
Sure.
So I was essentially selling to electrical contractors, developers, GCs, and what I was selling them was electrical commodities, so fittings, pipe, wire, switchgear to power buildings, and lighting. And so that was the main overall kind of look at what I did as a role there. And so I was doing well and enjoying it, had a great team, loved the people I worked with. But
you have to if you're somewhere for 8 years, you know, so like it was a good place to be overall.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a very family culture.
Yeah, it's great.
And we, like, my wife loved the people that I worked with. She loved their wives. And so it was not an easy shift and change because it was a lot. I mean, we loved them all.
So we can talk about how kind of we got connected because it's really simple. But like what caused you to go, hey, maybe I want to do something else? Was it... Obviously, it wasn't necessarily the company because it was good people. Was it just, you describe, like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the industry as a whole, it was funny, I was talking to John, one of the other new hires.
Yeah.
I was talking about it today recently. It was very transactional.
Sure.
I had relationships with my customers, but it was very short-term memory where I could solve a problem for this guy that would have costed him $50,000. And then on the next delivery to their job site the following day, our warehouse forgets a box of connectors that are like $10, and I'm getting cussed out on the phone, even though the day before I just saved his butt for like 50 grand. So that was, you know, something that left some to be desired. And there was a lot of variables involved in the electrical lighting world.
In what sense?
So I had a newer customer that I was able to kind of snag them away from a vendor that they used for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And they were giving me a shot. We had $600,000 worth of projects loaded up with them. And we could not find a way to deliver to them on time, correctly. And everyone deals with this issue. But it was just, I wrote up the order correctly, but then it got pulled wrong. I wrote up the order correctly, then called the warehouse to make sure it got pulled right, and it got delivered late. And there were just multiple times this happened, and we ended up losing those contracts for that project. And in my mind, I did everything I could to make this happen, but there were still just all these different variables happening where it made it a little more difficult to see the process to completion for the customer And that was a little frustrating at times.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sales roles have that variability of like, hey, I do my part, everyone else has to do theirs. And so you can be a great sales organization, but you still got to be organized, put together, very operationally strong.
Yeah.
And I don't think that company who had it wasn't like they were operationally weak.
No.
But, especially, I mean, I'm assuming hundreds of pieces of equipment for an order. So it can be somewhat tedious and complex to get it right. Sometimes I'm sure it's not. But, so that was the big part of it. Was also, was income then a challenge? Was it becoming more of a problem?
So that was going to be kind of the next thing is like I could do, let's say, $2 million 1 year, and this customer A does $700,000. Well, now there's more variables of what's the economy like, what's the market like, not even for the electrical lighting industry or construction as a whole, but specific niches within it. So there's ground up construction, there's TIs and things like that. And if the whole TI market goes down, well, if 70% of my business is TI, I'm not accounting for that for the following year necessarily.
Right.
So I could have someone do $700,000 1 year and then maybe $100,000 next year, and I have to find a way to supplement that into my sales. So there wasn't a ton of consistency, which it's not bad.
It's normal
That's
though
sales.
for the most part. Yeah.
And it does definitely keep you motivated to keep pushing.
Absolutely.
But it was funny. I was talking to Wesley about the insurance side, talking about the commission and like the just how it all worked out. And hearing the renewals and the consistency of customers on the insurance side was really intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, so you guys were talking while you were still at that other company as well. This was right? And it was funny, and we can talk about the connection point, but my brother one day walks into my office. He was like, hey, I think Thomas can do this. And I was like, okay, like we had been cordial and friendly enough. And I was like, I don't know anything about like what he does, or like I didn't even know you worked at whatever company it was at the time. So I was like, okay, I didn't know your role. But he was like, no, dude, he can do it. And he gave me these reasons. And I was like, all right, well, listen, like, let's have the conversation. And I do remember when we met, I was like, oh, this dude can talk to a wall. Like, he will make friends with the wall. Like, if the wall had ears, he would talk to them. And like I've told you, making friends with strangers is like, it's the biggest skill you can have in our business, on top of them being actually good at your job from the contractual standpoint and all that good stuff. But so we end up going down the road of talking through it. And I know I was really open with you. I'm like, hey, I have a salary for you the first year. You get your commissions cut out in the second year. It is not the easiest thing. You get your teeth kicked in. I didn't paint like the rosiest picture. I mean, could you speak? I mean, you were on the other side. How did it feel?
Oh, no. I mean, it was... There was a lot of indecision going on in that moment. I mean, it really boiled down to hearing about it from Wes, taking a look at the money that could be made, and looking down the future 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And I got advice from somebody when I first started my career saying it's not always just about the money, like right in front of your face.
Sure.
And so, I mean, it was not an easy decision.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of a haircut.
Yeah.
But understanding that I was able to do sales in this previous role, and I was able to do it successfully. And I know that I have connections within the electrical lighting industry. I know a lot of people there. And so I really wanted to lean on that.
Of course, yeah.
And so understanding the relationships I had, in my mind, I'm like, I can do this. Like learning a new skill, anyone can do that, right? But having a network, having connections, being able to kind of use that. And then I think the one thing that stood out was, while not painting the rosy picture, the one thing you did paint out was, I will be with you, like right across. I will help you through all the insurance side of things. All you have to do is bring people in. And to me, I'm like, great, I can do that.
Yeah, I tell a lot of our new people, I'm like, please, you're not going to learn it all in 3 months. Like, your job is to go meet people, get opportunities. I'll be the insurance arm until you figure it out, get your feet under you and all that good stuff. It's hard to feel it, though, when you don't know the business. And even when you get in, you're like, I still feel like the world is so big and vast in insurance. But yeah, I mean, the rosy picture is for I'm helping you. The non-rosy picture is like you have to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it and go, you have to take a couple steps back to take a bunch of steps forward. And we talked about this in entrepreneurship and maybe some other videos I've done with Andrew and like with Daniel, but every investment we make, it always feels like we take steps backwards. Even now at Greyhawk, it's like, okay, we take steps backwards, we spend money, we're not as profitable in the hopes that we go back. It's the same game whether you're in your chair or my chair. Yeah. So I think it's really cool too, because when I find people that will see it, I'm like, okay, they're betting on themselves. They understand the game. And I usually think those people are going to be successful because, well, you really don't have another choice.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like, and your wife doesn't work, and you got 3 with the 4th kid coming, and like, for me, I'm like, that dude's going to be motivated, right? Like, he's going to buy another car or something. It's one of those things to where like I had a good feeling about it. So deciding to take the job, though, you knew the money was going to be there, where it's like, all right, I have a little bit of comfort for that first year plus sales. And then we talked about alternative ways that we kind of help backfill people to make sure that they're comfortable. What were the things that you were excited about non-salary, non-paycheck, so to speak?
Honestly, the one thing I was really excited about, so like you mentioned, we kind of knew each other cordially.
Yeah.
And so I knew about you a little bit, but hearing more, talking to you through this whole thing was beneficial for me, and just hearing your kind of sales style and like how you go about things, it was very different than what I did.
Sure.
And how I went about things.
Okay.
And I liked that.
Okay.
So for me, it was, I started to feel a little stagnant in my old position in sales, not in terms of growth in sales, but in terms of growth as a sales rep and as a person.
Interesting. Okay.
And I had really great guys around me teaching me, but they were also doing their job, and I didn't want to bother them all the time because that wasn't their job to teach me.
Yeah, and they got families to feed too, so they got to do their thing.
Exactly.
I get it.
And so for me, it was actually learning under you, knowing that I will be uncomfortable. I will do things that I don't typically do, and I'm going to learn a different sales approach and sales style that I'm not used to. And so that was a really cool opportunity. And it was also kind of putting myself in that uncomfortable position again to push myself and grow. Because I think once like you start, like money obviously is a factor for decisions.
Always will be. Yep.
Yeah. But at the same point, like once you make some more money and you kind of get to a certain point, it's like it starts to, like, at least for me, it was starting to lose a little motivation. Like it's not all about the money. You know, like there's other things I want to do, and I want to grow as a person. I want to grow as a sales rep. I always wanted to open my own company. Back when I was doing electrical work, my goal was get my C10 license by the time I'm 25, open my own business by the time I'm 30. That was my goal. And I actually started working at the old company because I'm like, oh, I'll get some business experience for a year.
I love it.
And I ended up staying there 8 years. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I get it.
And so the other thing with this company, obviously, is the ability to buy ownership within the company for a certain, like, after a certain point. And so for me, that was really exciting because now I can kind of run my own business as a sales rep, right, with the backing and protection from a company. But then I can actually buy stakes or buy ownership within a company as well to kind of start doing things with the company. And seeing like that you guys were still younger as a company, it was really exciting because it reminded me of the company that I was working at back when they started.
Sure.
And it was one of those things where I always wish I had been a part of that when it was growing. And so it was just all these different factors of just like, it felt more like an entrepreneurship. I can't speak today. Apparently.
Entrepreneur.
But yeah, there was just so many different intangibles that were exciting about the role.
That's fun. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously we try and paint the picture as best we can because, you know, also you don't know what you don't know, again, in your position. But yeah, I mean, just those we'll just air it out, right? Like once you get to $1 million book of business at Greyhawk, you have the ability to buy in if you're a good culture fit, and we're looking to grow. So that means, hey, take these jobs off of my plate, and you're an owner now in the business. Like, go grow this thing. You know, if you have the horsepower to go, hey, I want to open an office somewhere else and like recreate what we're doing here. Like, I want all that stuff. And, you know, so I think I do a good job of painting the picture, but at the same time, I really do. I don't think people understand how negative I am in that conversation because it's hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, speak to that because like you've been into it a couple of months now. Like rainbows and butterflies.
It's a lot harder than I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I came in and before, like while I was still with that company, I came in just to see how things were and everything. And I like saw the guys around the office and and it's not that they weren't working hard, but I was just like watching it and I'm like, I could do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm used to like a fast work environment, everything. And so I'm like, like I'll run circles around these guys. And, ego on my end.
It's a good thing. Producers all need to have some ego, so it's a good thing.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's a lot harder than I expected just because there's a lot of nuances that you don't know about until you're doing it. And it's hard to start a conversation about something that people don't want to talk about.
It's very true. It's very
like
true.
on my end, on the electrical side, they need this. And
Yeah.
I mean, they need insurance too.
Yeah.
But they need it for like tomorrow. And so it's like they're willing to talk to you. The other thing is it's a very quick sales turnaround. So there's a lot of opportunities for other people to make mistakes for you to like, hey, perfect timing. Here I am.
Right.
Let me help you out.
Totally.
And then once you get your foot in the door and you show your work ethic, it's game over. It's easy.
It should be. Yeah. It should be.
Ego.
Yeah. Ego.
But then it's like your sales cycle's a year long.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can broker record something, but even then it's like,
Oh, you don't get paid.
yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that too, they're like, I don't need to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about my insurance. I don't deal with that for another year, And so that was a hurdle that was a little tougher to get over. And just like whenever you don't know about something, jumping into a sales call about it is a little awkward
It's
and
so
uncomfortable.
intimidating. Yeah, I get it. It's super intimidating.
So those things all combined, it made it harder. And then even when you get the documents, when you get the policies, when you get it all,
That can be overwhelming.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It is
pages.
so much.
Well, and I think too, I always preach the Greyhawk thing for us is like, we do it right. So that sounds so simple, but in practice, it's so much easier to sell doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Get the price down, make it cheaper, and that's what a lot of agents will sell to. Like, I don't care. I need the commission dollars, so I'll just start ripping coverages out of it. So when I'm training these guys, it's very much, hey, like, it can't be about the number.
Yeah.
It has to be about the numbers on the other side of the page, which are the coverages and how do those impact people. And then you have to go relay that to the client, why that's important. And like, you've done that now a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, today we had hey, this is cheaper. I'm like, it's cheaper because it's working, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that for us on top of it is really hard. Most
Yeah.
agencies are like, jam whatever you can down, sell it. I don't care. And like, we're just not built that way.
Yeah.
So
No, and that makes it scarier too. Because it's like you see things happening in the news like that warehouse fire.
yeah.
Where it's like, I would hate to be the broker on that if
Hope
I
they did a
didn't
good
do
job.
it. Exactly. And now I'm like, okay, now I have to make sure everything's correct. And I want to go present this to you guys. And I want to cover my butt. I want to make sure you're covered.
Yeah.
And
Court's not a fun place.
No.
Yeah.
There's no desire for me to be there.
me neither. Yeah, still haven't done it. So like,
Yeah.
I've been good at it.
So that is like another factor where it's not just like, oh, if you make a mistake, we'll send you the right product tomorrow. That's what mistakes were on my end before.
Right.
I mean, there was a little bit on the larger side of the project where
Sure.
it was a bigger deal.
But for the most part, you're not ending up in court unless it's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Here, if you mess up like one thing, it could be a huge deal.
Huge deal.
And so that was a little intimidating as well. So it's like this fear of wanting to learn it all before I really jump in. But at the same time, like, I need money.
It's a real
So
balance.
I need to jump
It's
in.
a real balance. Yeah, I mean, that's also the part for me where a lot of agencies won't provide the amount of salary time that we do. They'll go, hey, 3 to 6 months, and then like you're on your own, or it's a draw from
Yeah.
there. And that to me also creates some little sketchy desperation where it's good to be a little desperate and like you need to be out there. I'm using the word desperate loosely as well, but like not the desperate, like I can't pay my
Yeah,
bills.
you also
unless I
need to
do
be able
something.
to live.
Correct. So, we float, people out for basically 2 years.
Yeah.
First year in full, second year starts to have some cuts, but like we're making sure that everyone's taken care of if they're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
So we also are trying to make sure like, hey, you can walk away from bad deals.
Yeah, and I genuinely think like that is, in my opinion, how a sales role should be. Like you should be desperate. You should. I think if you have a high salary as a sales rep, you're probably not going to be motivated to go out there and sell.
Yeah.
You're too comfortable. And so when you have that lack of salary, especially when you're married and have kids, you're going to go out there and sell.
Hunt, eat.
Like because you
what,
have to.
What sleep? Yeah, what sleep?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good though. I mean, so what has been okay, you're still early in your career, but I also did pitch the like, hey, you're gonna have a lot of free time. Go meet people, golf. You've been able to go with the boys and have some days out. Can you kind of see it? Like, can you see how the role over the long term will be beneficial to you and your family?
100%. Yeah. There's no doubt the long term is going to be good for me. Like I see that 100%. I think the really exciting and cool thing about it too is when I was in my old role, I could really only sell to a very small section of people, right? And so it started to breed in my mind, I think, an unhealthy behavior of kind of like almost, I don't want to say slimy salesman, but a little slimy salesman of like, oh, you're not beneficial to me right now. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking to you, you know? And with this, the really cool thing is I can sell to anyone. And so it almost gives you some freedom to just like, I want to go make relationships. I don't care if this person buys from me or not. They may be able to help me down the road. They may not be able to help me down the road, but I just want to get to know them as a person. I want to love on them. I want them to trust me. I want to trust them. I want to build a relationship. And that was one of the cool things with like seeing just the golfing with people. It's like, hey, go out and golf alone if you have to and just build some relationships with the people that you get paired up with. Or just go out there and spend time with these people because you never know how they're going to be able to help you or you can help them.
Totally.
And so it's really like made me want to do more within my industry for like the networking, getting people connected. I have a manufacturer he's like 31 and he owns a company.
Oh, incredible.
I talked to another guy recently who's a CEO at his company. He's 26. And I was on the phone with one of the guys this morning. I was like, hey, can I get you connected to this guy? Like, because you see it all the time in industries where it's like the older people have been working together for 20, 30 years and like you can't get your foot in the door because it's like, oh, I've been working with Joe Schmo for 30 years.
Yep.
And so it's just one of those things too where it's like I want to help connect people where I want to be more than just their broker. I want to be someone who connects people. I want to be a person in the industry who just helps build people up.
Making friends with strangers is the skill. I mean,
100%.
Today I am connecting. We insure West Coast Customs. Okay. I have a guy who builds custom Mustangs, and he's struggling with his paint supplier. Like, hey, I need you to do all this custom work and paint.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if you're having trouble, West Coast Customs is 5 minutes from your spot. Like, why haven't you talked to them?
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know, right? You know, the owner. I was like, I do. So able to connect them and see if it's a good fit. But these are $500,000, $600,000 Mustangs. So like, you want someone to do it well. Connection will always be a part of our game. Yeah. No matter what AI has coming through, like connection will always be there.
100%.
And then speaking of AI, how's that been helpful? Like, don't give too many specifics. We have a lot of proprietary. Okay. But like, you know, have you seen that become helpful to you? And I mean, for the agency, it's been super helpful to us, but like, how have you seen it helpful to you?
Oh, I'm starting to get addicted.
Yeah. I mean, your tokens would agree. I get this notification from he's like, he's yanked his whole months of tokens.
I thought that was between us.
I walked in, I was like, dog, like you gotta chill.
It was a mistake. No, I mean, I love it because we were starting to use Chat GPT a little bit within our industry, and it was fun. Like we would do takeoffs for plans, things like that, and we just throw it in Chat GPT and be like, hey, do this, do that, get me an estimated price. And we actually won jobs like that and made money.
Yeah.
And that's like, it wasn't.
And it's quick.
Yeah. And it wasn't like that reliable either. And so like using what we're using now, and seeing all the different things that like you've done with it, what Brian have done with it, like all these different people, what they've done with it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it changes
this is
everything.
A game changer.
It changes
so it's
everything.
Like, I need to get on this. I need to learn this. And it's so helpful, even in like as a learning tool.
Yeah, and actually as a learning tool, what I basically did over the past couple of weeks, I said, hey, if you have a workers' comp lead, run it through that new business worksheet. If you have a commercial auto, so now I'm basically able to take my high level knowledge and wherewithal and go, hey, just run it through this AI, and it will help you do the analysis that I do on my own without having to really do anything, which is awesome.
Yeah. And
it's a great training tool because then you can read it and you go, okay, like you start to understand what I have been trying to, get to you guys from a safety, compliance, HR. It's like, here it all is. Just read about it, which is so cool.
Yeah, it almost creates like a sandbox mode for insurance where it's like
really
you're very hands-on. Like, oh, well, why don't I have this coverage, but I have this coverage? Or what are some of the gaps here?
Yeah.
And why is that a gap? Is that really a big deal? Mm-hmm. And so you really start to dig into it and start asking questions that you may not have asked because you just didn't know about.
Totally. And I just think it's a great training tool. And I'm excited because I think more young people are going to be able to then grasp what I'm doing on a big macro level because 100%. It's hard to say it, but when I've put it down through the AI and go, look, here's all the stuff it spits out, you can conceptualize it better. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. So you're definitely newer. You're doing all the right things. You're meeting all the people. What are you excited about over the next 5 years that you go, all right, like I'm going to feel like I've done well if these things are said?
If I haven't bought into ownership in 5 years, then I have a problem.
That's a lot to get to $1 million in 5 years, but that's gangster if
I
you
mean,
can.
this is what we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
I have a bit of
that's
an ego.
gangster.
I'm competitive.
I love it. I love
You
it.
brought up Brian, and you brought up his great first year, and you told me on the spot, you didn't paint a rosy picture. You said, this is unrealistic.
I said it's unicorn stuff.
Yeah, nobody does this.
Yeah.
And the first thing that went through my head is, I'm doing 500,000.
Well, you know what's crazy is Brian basically did it in 9 months.
That's
so like
insane.
you still like it's possible to do these big numbers in a year.
Yeah.
In 9 months periods
Yeah.
of time. 6 month periods of time. So it's out there. It's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is just like the expertise threshold. I think is more within reach than my old industry. Even talking to that manufacturer I was talking to him the other day. He wanted to talk to me a little bit just to see what was the distribution world like, and I was telling him things where he's like, I had no idea this happened, and so it's like within that industry, there's lanes,
Sure.
right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're a distributor, you stay in this distributor lane. If you're a manufacturer rep, you stay in the manufacturer rep lane, et cetera. And so there's a lot that you can't learn unless you leave your job and go work somewhere else. Or you go find someone and you're like, hey, tell me everything. But even then, you don't get that.
Yeah,
hands-on
it's conceptual.
It is.
Yeah.
Until you're actually doing it,
Right.
it's very hard to learn.
Right.
Whereas the insurance world, like, it's all there. You just need to learn it. And how quick and how well you learn it is completely up to you and the work that you want to put in to learn it.
Yeah, kind of what he means too, for those of you wondering, like insurance really is 95% of the time the same. So it translates into electrical, manufacturing, like whatever it is, it translates everywhere.
Yeah.
You just have to understand more so how it works and how all the puzzle pieces fit together. And then the other 5 is the expertise, like the random niches where you're like, okay, I don't understand that business well. The insurance companies may not. So there's specific programs and specialties. So, but 95% of the time, you're going to have this very uniform looking puzzle. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really fun. I think I've told you guys, like, for me, it was the 3rd year where I was like, okay, I'm kicking. Like, I don't need to ask everybody questions. I'm kind of on my own. Only the random stuff would kind of stump me where I'd go like, I don't know what this is. And it was usually like, hey, this thing is like an aerospace kit thing. And I'm like, dude, I just don't function in that world.
Yeah.
But it was so fun to be able to just be like on my own hunting, feeling good about it. I think I can get you guys to 18 months.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because you have so much more support and there's so much more there, and I'm hand holding and all the AI stuff. Brian is like,
oh yeah,
18 months in, and I was like,
he's an animal.
You don't really need me.
No.
And like he still pops in for the questions, but they're 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's over. Right. So I think that's where I was in year 3.
Yeah.
So you guys have a big upside, which is good.
100%. And I think what you've done well too is you've really helped us to just focus on what we know. John came from the alcohol industry and from the restaurant industry or hospitality.
Hospitality, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, that's the world he knows. So you're telling him, hey, go focus on that because it's one less thing you need to learn. And so now all you need to do is learn the insurance side of that. So now
he knows that business so well.
Exactly.
Not only does he knows it so damn well.
Oh, so well.
Yeah.
And he has so many connections. I get annoyed.
Yeah. He knows everybody somehow, dude. It's crazy. I'm talking to some guy in New Jersey, and I'm like, what?
He's so connected.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I'm a little jealous of that.
Yeah.
But no, like even like just being in the electrical world. Okay, now I'm understanding COI requirements for electricians.
Yeah.
I'm understanding COI requirements for manufacturers. And now like that didn't take long to learn.
No, because you understood the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, who's the carrier that I'm going to go to? Who are my specific ones I go to for X, Y, and Z?
Right.
And so now it's like you really can just shape it in a way where it's like I can like nail down this niche. It's much easier to learn. And then as I get a couple one-offs that are like a little different here and there, it's like, okay, this is something new. I'll pocket that in my book to learn or figure that out later, or just
love it.
like,
No, it's true.
yeah. I mean, and so I think it's really doable, and I'm really appreciative because I mean, you even checked me at one point, I think, where I was like, oh, like this is a real estate investment or company or something. You're like, dude, just focus on electrical.
Oh yeah. Because
was
it's
like,
no. We can get there to be distracted.
Yeah.
But like, do what you know.
well, it's like you hear like Roger crushing in those. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. This is what I need to do. It's like, no.
It's the shiny object.
It is.
Right. So again, the guys who are established, it's like, yeah, they're working on the big shiny objects.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, I want that. But you kind of have to like pay your dues to get there.
Yeah.
And Raj paid his dues to get there.
100%.
So you're going to do the same thing. Well, people will be looking at your commissions one day and going, I'm going to do electrical contractors. Right. That's just the nature of the game because it's the shiny object.
Yeah.
With that said, though, like it is fun. I see a lot of upside. I think you're going to be doing great. Andrew, in 5 years, we got to do a calendar invite to redo this and ownership and see how the past 5 years have gone.
What's the punishment if I don't?
I know you're a good fit here and good culture, and I think you're going to be able to do all the things really well to be successful.
Thank you.
So it's going to be fun to kind of see it play out. And this is why we do these videos. Like I think people don't think about insurance.
Yeah.
And like you came from a big boy job, you saw it, which
Yeah.
I think not enough people see it. It's a good business, and it doesn't have to be grimy.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. And there's nothing grimy about Greyhawk. We're not doing any of those weird things and all that good stuff. You've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're here to genuinely help people. So it's just cool. I want to be able to look back on stuff like this and go, look how far we've come in 5 years, and
gotta keep to my
hopefully
word.
we're signing the paperwork, for ownership. And it's all good. But anyway, man, thank you for coming on. Again, I know I employ you, so like it's I kind of told you.
I was forced.
Yeah. But really appreciate you doing this.
No,
And
thanks
then
for having me.
We'll do another check back episode once Thomas has some ownership in
5 years.
and we'll roll from there. Anyway, y'all, if you have any questions, please do reach out to us. We think Greyhawk is a great place to work and is a great career. And Thomas, John, some of the other newbies would love to talk to you about, hey, what is it actually like without all the roses? Not that I would give you the roses anyway, but go ahead and reach out and we would love to chat. See y'all.